Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And y'all, they're playing in our faces again. This is the guy that assassinated the CEO of UnitedHealth Insurance Company. Now, the news media is referring to this guy as light-skinned, which is absurd all by itself. This is a trending topic because a high-profile autocrat was shot down in cold blood on the streets of New York City. So that's bad enough, but it has gone beyond a CEO of a major corporation being murdered to the complexion of the shooter. They are calling this man light skinned. Now we know that a light skinned person is a black American person with two black parents whose skin tone might be lighter or a couple of shades lighter than the average black person or most black people. That's what a light skinned person is. A white person is not light skinned. A white person is a white person. These are side-by-side pictures that I got from a news site. Now, on the left, the person who is the alleged shooter, that person is clearly white. But on the right, it looks like they've tried to make him look racially ambiguous. In other words, it looks like they've tried to doctor his face to make him look racially ambiguous. But we know the one on the left is the real person, and this is a white man. Atlanta Black Star says anything to say he ain't white. NYPD under fire for describing suspect in United Healthcare murder as light-skinned after photos reveal smiling white male is being sought. And I mean, this is a young white man. He looks young, very happy-go-lucky, as if he doesn't have a care in the world just before or after committing murder. So yeah, they would want that to be a black guy. They would want that to be a black guy. And then they could go and round up all the black guys in New York City and blame it on one of them. But this guy, they're saying, has probably left New York. He's gone because it really just looked like a hit. I mean, I don't even know anything about crime. And it looks like an inside job that, a professional hit. That's what it looks like to me. Because when you go back and read the background of this guy was making decisions about the healthcare company that was ultimately going to cause a lot of lawsuits. And they were going to end up not only having to pay out a whole lot of money, but was going to smear the reputation of United Health. And guess who is covered by United Health? I am. So, her Atlanta Black Star. People are expressing outrage over the vague way the NYPD chose to describe the skin color of the suspected killer of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. In a news conference on December 4th, New York Chief of Detectives Joseph Kinney told the public they are looking for a light-skinned male wearing a light brown or cream-colored jacket, a black face mask, black and white sneakers, and a very distinctive gray backpack. So the chief of detectives explicitly described him as light-skinned. Surveillance footage released on the same day clearly shows the shooter is white, and now many are ripping into the NYPD for refusing to say that word. Though the suspect is wearing a pulled-up hoodie and his face is partially covered in surveillance photos, his mask dangled below his nose at times, and his hands were exposed. New images released on December 5th show the gunman completely maskless and smiling, leaving no question that he is white. Those who know that light-skinned is almost exclusively followed by the word black in the news media are sounding off and asking the NYPD to do better. Not light-skinned, but white. Light-skinned is a descriptive used to describe black people and not what is used to describe a white person. Y'all, he did a hit on a CEO without flinching, calmly walked away, and then rode off on an e-bike through Central Park, wrote one ex-user. So NYPD, stop playing with us. You know this dude is white. It must be very disappointing not to be able to blame this on a black person, or better still, a Hispanic. You have to blame it on who did it, a white person, allegedly. So the black people in New York City are not having it. Tagging CBS New York, an annoyed reader said, "Would you care to explain how this murderer can be described as light-skinned when he's clearly white? Light-skinned is a descriptor used for black Americans by the police, and you know it. Y'all need better fix this." The murder, described as a brazen, targeted attack by NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch, said the suspect visited a nearby Starbucks before the attack, where he was caught on video standing at the counter with his mask partially down. He then reportedly laid in wait for his victim behind a car in a busy tourist area outside of New York Hilton Midtown on 54th Street on the morning of December 4th. After opening fire, he fled on foot and eventually hopped on an electric bicycle to make his getaway. And the criticism of the NYPD for calling this man light skinned keeps coming. Is it a light skinned African American or a white man? Asked one on X. The NYPD description does not make it clear. The term light skinned is usually attributed to African Americans. So what was he? Another added, they even have the type of clothing description completely wrong. Shaking my head. Anything to say it ain't a white. He's still at large, and the initial confusion over his skin color probably didn't help. So, what we have going on here now is a tribal war between white people. Let's just call it what it is. Donald Trump, the two attempts that were made on his life allegedly were done by white men. This man is white who took out the CEO of a major corporation. This is a tribal war between white people. So stop trying to drag black people into it. He was not light skinned, he was not Hispanic. This was a white man, and they know what they're doing. Well, let's put it this way, they know why they're doing what they're doing. But this is a tribal war between white people. They keep talking about a civil war, there's going to be a civil war. This is about money, this is about economics. The American people are being squeezed to death. Prices are going up, and wages are either going down or staying stagnant. They're bringing all of these immigrants in here in search of a cheap labor force. But people who can't afford to work for $7 an hour and live 20 to a room have to live too. So I don't understand it all. I wish somebody would explain it to me. But cracks are showing in the republic. Bernie Sanders was always talking about this country is becoming an oligarchy where the rich people rule. They live well, and everybody else is basically begging, scrounging, trying to make ends meet. And one of the things that has come out since this man was murdered is that he had some kind of AI system where he was trying to deny insurance clients of their benefits. So you're paying into insurance every month, but then when you file a claim, they deny it because of pre-existing conditions, or you just ran out of all of your benefits or something like that. I believe that I'm right about some of this. I know I don't know it all, but I'm reading the tea leaves, so to speak, and I just see cracks in the ceiling because we have to stabilize this economy. We can't just have all rich people and all poor people. The rest of us have to live too. Now that's what I'm seeing. But this is white people fighting over power and money. which is what they always fight over. And yes, they would love to just say, oh, it was just a random crime, a black person trying to rob a rich white man on the streets of New York City. They would love to do that to keep people from getting alarmed. Because when white men start doing this, they will fight. And they will fight with you know what. So I think they're just trying to keep it on the down low as much as they can. That's my take on it. That's what I think. But let me know what you think. Thank you for listening. Give me a thumbs up and have a good evening.